Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm doing something a little different. I am actually recording a tutorial right now. Now, have you ever looked at a VR headset, as I'm sure many of us have done, and thought, that looks amazing, but it's way too expensive? Or something like the Tobii eye tracker, which is also amazing, not that I've tried it, quick disclaimer, but is also very, very expensive. And as a gamer simulator enthusiast, you probably are spending quite a lot already. But what if there is a way that you could do all of that for free? Or at least very cheap. Say hello to OpenTrack. It's a completely free head tracking program that only requires a webcam to use, and as you can see, as I am moving my head around, it is perfectly tracking my head movement. And this means that in games like iRacing or Star Wars Squadrons even, or say Euro Truck Simulator if you're a fellow trucker, this will work, and you won't even have to do any setup, probably, in the game. So, yes, I will now show you how to install and set up this amazing piece of software. Alright, so first, as you can see, we are on GitHub. I know, this is the only place you can download it from. I will have the link in the description for this, and once you're here, you're going to want to scroll down until you see this blue area with a bunch of downloadable things. Now what you're going to want to do is go here to OpenTrack 2023, or whatever the latest version is at the time you're watching this, and make sure it's the setup.exe, and what you're going to want to do is click that and then download it. Now, I already have downloaded it, so I'm not going to, but if this is your first time using it, as I'm guessing it is if you're watching a tutorial on it, you're gonna save it to your folders, and then go to your folders, and then double click it to install just like you would any other executable file. So yes, just pause the video there, go download and install it, as I had just showed you how to, and then when you launch it, you're going to get this little area here. Now what you're going to want to do now is you're going to want to start by going to options here, and then go to tracker and make sure that it has the correct camera selected. If you don't have it, if the camera isn't selected, it of course cannot track you. Now also, you're going to then want to go to output, and you see I have yaw, pitch, and roll, but I have the X, Y, and Z axes disabled. So the yaw, pitch, and roll is when you move your head, it's just the direction you're looking, shall we say. But with the X, Y, and Z axes, you can actually lean in and lean out, and then literally just move your head around, and as long as the camera can see you and you can see your monitor, you can move your camera position around in game. But disclaimer though, I have these disabled because I found that, I know it was at least in Assetto Corsa Competizione, but it might be on other games too. I could actually, oh yes, and Microsoft Flight Simulator also had this issue. Let me know in the comments what other games have this issue if you have experience with this. And you will actually be able to lean through the window, or wall, roof, door, whatever. You'll just be able to stick your head through parts of the vehicle. And of course, this is not realistic at all. So yes, I have these disabled. You could just go into the drop down menu and change it from say X, and then just go disabled, and then yeah. The next thing you'll want to do is you'll want to make sure you have your recenter and toggle buttons bound. I know with at least Star Wars Squadrons and like cutscenes and stuff, I like being able to toggle it off so I could just have a bit more control over it, over the camera movement in talking scenes and all that. So yes, I've used O and P for this because, yeah, they're keys I never use in game, but you can use literally every key you want, any key you want. And then center is also an important one because you will get it out of position. Say you're looking away at your other monitor when it turns on, it's then not going to be centered. So being able to just click a key on your keyboard to center it is good. You'll want to make sure you have a key for that bound. But now you've done all that, you could just click OK. And then next you're going to want to look down here at this little area in the bottom left of it. You're going to want to make sure your input, there are lots of them, but you're going to want to make sure your input is on neural net tracker. And then your output needs to be on FreeTrack 2.0 enhanced. And then filter Acela. I don't know, when I was setting this up, I watched a tutorial on it, so I thought I would also make one to perhaps get the word out about this program to more people. So these are the only settings I've used, but they've worked flawlessly for me. Now, before you start, there's just one thing left. You're going to want to go to mapping, and then this graph here is how sensitive it is. So I've put mine there. You have it for, as you can see with the tabs at the top, for yaw, pitch, roll, X, Y, and Z. Normally it will look more like this, just the diagonal bottom left to top right graph. But I found I wasn't quite able to look far enough, so I dragged it to about the middle for yaw, so I can properly look side to side in different games. But that's just me, and it also depends on the size of your monitor. So just play around with this. More to the left is more sensitive, more to the right is less sensitive. You're just going to need to play around and figure it out. So now we have that all set up. Now it's very simple. You just click start. Alright, so you see now that it has been, that's probably more like 15 seconds this time. It is now, if you look at the octopus diagram and the picture on the left, it is perfectly tracking my head movement. And I can like move around a lot if you look. And yeah, the octopus isn't moving from the central position because I turned X, Y, Z off. But it will continue to track my head wherever I move in frame. So now, all you need to do is boot up a game. Alright, and here we are in game. This is Assetto Corsa Competizione, and this is the 720S GT3 from McLaren. And as you can see, with no setup or configuration, it's just automatically tracking my face. One problem I had that you may have to consider is when I have my wheel set up here, it puts me further back away from the monitor. So because of that, it kind of started messing up when tracking my face because of how far away I was. So yes, that's just something to consider. I know, yeah, I've not really used it for driving games because of that problem, but I do use it all the time when I play Star Wars Squadrons because I'm actually right next to my monitor. It's then able to track me fine. So yes, that's just a small thing to consider. But in most cases, it should be fine. And there's probably a way I can figure out to bring my webcam closer to me while racing, but I just haven't been haven't been bothered to do that yet. So yeah, if this was helpful, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Let me know if there are any other tutorials that you want me to make for different things. Because yeah, if I know how to do something, I'm happy to, and you don't or are struggling to understand it, I'm happy to make a tutorial on it. And if there's anything, like any settings in OpenTrack that you already know about that I could improve mine with, please do let me know in the comments. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.